brought it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of was a little excited last time Team Liquid Academy and Cloud9 Challenger played because it was the 1-1 split. You always got to ask, what if? What if they had played that extra game? Well, today we have the luxury of seeing them getting to play an additional at least 2 games.
Yeah, so far these teams' records against each other 2-2.
Yeah, so back and forth. Let's see if it happens yet again. Entering into the picks and bans, Cloud9 Challenger showing us some very new variety, banning Vladimir, Cassiopeia, and Sivir.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Team Liquid Academy, they're going to keep that Malzahar ban and the Karma.
Yeah, thank God, because Cloud9 Challenger, you look at what they were banning before. They were banning Nidalee, Gangplank, Rek'Sai. Well, Moon's just picking Hecarim, and he did a good job on it. The Gangplank is a little strange. It seems like a niche pick here for Solo and Golden Glue. So banning the Vlad, which you saw success on, the Cassiopeia, the Sivir, these mid laners are going to have to dig deep. I expect the Victor to come out rather early on here, and Azir would be the other one too that they would start playing again.
Yeah, I mean, we're still on patch 6.13, so still rocking that old Rise as well.
That's true.
Might get an opportunity to see that get played. But first pick for Cloud9 Challenger, that's going to be Rek'Sai locked in, despite Graves being up.
Yeah.
Oh, the Azir, you talked about it. High priority for Golden Glue. He went off on Cassiopeia this time. He's going to look to do it on the other Shuriman Shuffler, Azir.
True. True. But yes, I do think that Azir is a great champion for him. And actually a little bit of lore here for you.
Oh boy.
Cassiopeia is not Shuriman.
Her story is actually Shuriman.
Her story is Shuriman, but
she had the latest developments in Shuriman. We consider her a Shuriman for all intents and purposes. Her old Noxian life doesn't really seem to matter too much.
Hey man, Katarina's sister.
She got all her power from Shurima.
True.
The reason she's in the league, well, was in the league before.
I don't know. Katarina's in the league. I don't know. It could be just that blood. The way that she is in her current state. Anyway, we're going to stop talking about this.
Coming back to this one.
But yes, the Rek'Sai previously banned away by themselves. Cloud9 Challenger pick it up. First pick, and they still get the Shen. So this is just once again reinforcing that these bans a little bit more towards the right direction for them. Now they're going to push Piglet onto possibly Caitlyn or Ashe. Maybe even Jhin here. Let's see what he picks up alongside that Braum.
Yeah. But Lucian and Shen locked in again. Balls in the top lane on that Shen. Huge performance in game number 1. Not so great in game number 2, but now he's got to deal with some armor penetration.
There we go.
Gangplank locked in.
So this is honestly a little bit strange, but also really cool at the same time. They take the Lucian away on Cloud9 Challenger side because they don't want it paired with the Braum. That would just be a deadly combo to put in the hands of Piglet and Stunt. But 2 champions that were banned away before, Nidalee for Moon, and now the Gangplank for Solo. But when you have a Gangplank and an Azir on the same composition, you need front line. It's very difficult when you reach that late game or that mid game, and you're trying to transition to that later stage, and you don't have somebody who's going to soak the fights for you. It happened in Nova, where a Blaze Olive played Azir, and they also had a Flaxish playing the Gangplank. Sure, they played well, they got early advantages, but they weren't able to hold up in team fights because you just get barreled through. But speaking of getting barreled through, Gangplank does pretty well against Shen with the barrels.
Well, Cloud9 Challengers say that the Black Rose shall bloom once more. LeBlanc locked in for high, and Lemonation changing it up now that he can no longer take that Braum. Forced to take that Nami instead. A little bit of disengage. And without an opportunity to pick anything other than an AD carry, Ashe locked in for Piglet. That means the only frontline Team Liquid Academy are going to have will be that Braum and maybe an Emperor's Divide?
Yep, it'll be a little bit of a frontline for them. We'll see how it works out because the tools here from Cloud9 Challenger, not the most reliable of engages, but squishy champions for TLA. LeBlanc, if she gets ahead, she can destroy this game. So high, see how he performs on this assassin, because you think back in the day, sure, he played things like Corki mid, Soraka mid, stuff like that, but his Zed was always one of the champions that he was having as a go-to. The assassins seemed to be
Zed,
high pretty
Blanc.
well. The Ahri.
Yeah. the classic pick-based champions. Well, we're getting into game number 3, and taking a look at these compositions, looks like this might be a very explosive match as the coaches shake hands now for the 3rd time. They've got one more opportunity to do that, as 2 more games still need to be played.
Exactly. I feel as though, without counting this one.
Yeah.
Because we could actually see it go all 5. It's true.
Yeah.
But I do think that these compositions up against each other, one is a little more early game, the other one is really late game. And we'll talk about that more when we get in.
We certainly shall. The teams are loading up, so head on over to the Twitter and show the team some of your love. Hashtag C9C win or hashtag TLA win. Let us know who you think is going to take it. So far, historically, these 2 teams are 2-2 over the course of the regular season and now in the playoffs. This one will upset it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the way it's been going is one team will win and smash the other, and then the next game, the other team just bounces back with, honestly, a relatively similar strategy to the previous game. This is the one that is the exception to the rule that's been happening, where they've honestly completely blown up the draft now. But seeing a team get smashed and then coming back and then smashing their opponent is indicative of 2 things. One, team's not very good at playing from behind.
Yeah.
Both of them, and snowballing leads. But then the other one is that they're really evenly matched.
Mm-hmm.
If it was best of ones, you would have been like, man, TLA sucks. And then you swap it around, you're like, oh my God, who's good?
It's funny how it took us so long to be like, maybe best of ones aren't great. And now competitively, not only in playoffs and all of the regular season, we get to see some more exciting League of Legends action, which is what I'm most excited about.
Excited.
Of course, everything's exciting.
Everything. So nothing is. Oh,
when you are a
pessimism's coming out. Let's go.
You are a human puppy, everything is exciting. So actually, that's a good question. If a puppy is excited all the time, is that its natural state, or is it just excited?
I could just be in an excited state as its natural state, right?
But then do you still call that an excited state?
Well, it's normally like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I would still say that.
All right. Just a bit curious for the comparison.
Yeah,
of,
it would be part of its personality then. You're like, that's my dog.
He's crazy.
Always excited.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's him.
Well, much like the puppy, I am very excited for us to be in this match.
Yeah, especially since it's standard lanes on the opposite side.
Australia lanes. So far, we've had everything in between. Elimination. Oh,
yeah,
forced the flash.
He has to flash, or else he's going to get stunned there. Especially since it's Ashe. She has that minor slow on her auto attacks.
Yeah.
Would have been able to pick up at least a summoner spell, so he uses it early so he can stay in the lane a little bit longer. Because why would you just take extra hits and then flash away?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Yet it happens all the time.
So in game 1, we saw a lane swap. In game 2, we saw standard lanes, and now in game 3, we see Australian lanes.
Yep. Looks like both of them, I believe, was blind.
Golden Blue. Flash knockup. He takes a big hit and will flash to safety.
Yep. Exhaust from Golden Glue. Still holding on to it, but getting the flash out for the jungler flash, definitely worth it. And that's that pre-3-minute gank route from Rek'Sai.
Oh, he's looking for the solo kill and gets it high.
That's exactly what Cloud9 need to start this game off on the right foot. Contract sets it up with his flash on Burrow at the pre-3-minute gank. You don't expect it. The enemy laner is still level 2. And then High follows it up, was holding onto his summoners, and Contract's just trying to affect this map.
Yeah, forces Solo to burn his flash as well. Moon shows himself bottom, but they don't have enough minions. Altec, very low health. The spear misses.
Yeah, he's kind of pinned underneath this turret right now. The only way to save this and stop it from being an awful situation is if balls can TP into it. But they have to outplay. They're going to get poked down slowly.
They're trying to heal it back up. Lemonation is burning that ebb and flow on cooldown.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to keep themselves safe, not even having to burn the teleport.
Yeah, that was actually really well played there. They got in position where Moon couldn't capitalize, couldn't jump in. They were too afraid. I mean, Nami doesn't have flash, right? And I feel like it's an abusable situation, but they decided to not go for the dive because they don't really have too many great divers here, and Stunt would have to pull aggro. It's a bit of a weird situation, but still it manifests itself as Piglet with an 11 CS advantage, which if you're TLA, you can go ahead and say, you know what, that's worth it to not try and take that risk.
Golden Glue's got a big minion wave in the mid lane. With neither flash nor exhaust, he's going to be taking a lot of punishment from High, who on his first recall. Whoa, never mind, that's Azir.
Yeah, High's gonna pop some of his potions, and this LeBlanc is a lot of their win condition right now because everybody is squishing on TLA. If High gets 2 to 3 kills early on, he will destroy the entire game. Nobody would be safe, and that's what they're going for here. I feel like they're gonna keep playing towards High. Contracts will show up here more often than not in that mid lane, and try to just put Golden Glue behind on this Azir because all of TLA wants to scale. Everybody's like, let's wait a bit. Moon's probably the exception.
Oh, wow. Team Liquid Academy, along with Moon, go forward. No flash on Elimination. Will they be able to proc the stun? The bubble. They are able to proc the stun, but oh my god, Altec blocks it. He actually goes back in. Teleport being used as Balls catches up. There's a taunt on the stun, and Cloud9 Challenger are turning it around, picking up a kill on the stun.
And beautiful play there from all of C9C. Elimination with the double bubble to keep himself alive. And then Balls comes through with the TP, saved it for this moment. He's going to be level 6 pretty shortly, but he had shoved in the bottom side of the map, so Solo doesn't even get a push advantage. Really well played here. The flash comes through, stun, and he hits a minion with the Q. So he doesn't get the tag off. You can see it's a 3, so he would have been stunned before tower range. Moon has to back up because he's afraid of the TP, and he's also not able to finish off Elimination. It's a bit of a mistake there.
Oh, no flash. Goes back mid. Hey, he's going to eat a lot of damage here as the slow and the minions are doing quite a bit. Stunt, not able to get the concussive blows. High level 6, get some great damage on the stunt. Golden Glue still only level 5. And now 6 minutes in, Cloud9 Challenger opening up to a nice advantage, 900 gold. CS lead in that mid lane.
Yeah, we talked about winning lanes in the last game. C9C!
Oh, stun eats a LeBlanc to the face. That's 2-0 on High in the mid lane.
Yeah, and 2 of those kills, 2 of the kills that are the 3 right now for Cloud9 Challenger are coming from stun. He can't feel good about that one. After he died, it looked like he was a little bit upset with that because their jungle is not their own right now. He just wants to help his team and get control of that side, but now they've lost top pressure too. And that was how TLA were starting to win it, is just have like an 11 CS advantage on Piglet. It all got turned around with the TP from Balls, and then this situation just happened. So Piglet's not going to be in a good spot here either.
7 minutes in, Cloud9 looking to make a repeat of game number 1. There's a bubble onto Piglet. He's only got his heal and doesn't even use it.
Oh, no. It just came back up. There was literally 2 seconds from coming back up.
Tragic.
It's just a very small black line there, and then it just popped after he died. Literally a second.
Man. And now Cloud9 Challenger, 4 kills to 0. They're going to try to make a trade on the opposite side, though.
Try to make it 5.
Oh, no, Cloud9 Challenger finding Solo. 5 to 0.
Trying to make it 5. Solo had no flash. Contracts with the first pick Rek'Sai. It's like, why were we banning this again? Oh, this seems to work out. And the Shen just not getting picked up from TLA. That you know that Balls is going to take it again. And
ooh,
here they go.
The submarine with LeBlanc. There's the Emperor's Divide, and it gets brought back in. Golden Glue drops. Even Contracts gets the kill.
That play was the hotness right there.
Woo.
That was really well played. LeBlanc with the Shen combo, able to put him back on where his distortion was originating from, and then he gets the taunt. Really well played there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is very frustrating for TLA because the Cloud9 Challenger are just keeping the heat up. There are 6 kills in this game, and the highest kill participation anybody has is everybody except for the AD carry has 50%.
Yeah.
That's how much this map has been divided.
Yeah. Oh, man. Cloud9 Challenger take game number 1 in 30 minutes, lose game number 2 in about 27-28, and now in game number 3, they're shooting for sub-20 at the pace this is going.
Well, they need to put it a little bit faster than that. That's a really fast game time.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, they are on track to do so. High has the completed Abyssal Scepter, whereas you look over at Golden Glue, his inventory is a little bit sad in comparison, and so High's going to try to abuse that.
Ooh, chain procs eats a little bit more punishment on the way out. So it does end up being an even trade in the mid lane. But here comes Team Liquid Academy. Piglet and Stunt look to upset the matchup.
Yeah. And this matchup is a little bit favored for LeBlanc very early on, but then as it starts getting a little bit further, if LeBlanc hasn't picked up kills, you saw right there, Golden Glue is actually playing it correctly. There's more Bird of Execution on the Azir.
Ooh, Bubble catches Stunt along with the Culling, trunks him down to half.
Yeah,
They've
Piglet
got
just
more
wants to farm.
damage. He does have level 6, so Cloud9 Challenger have got to be careful. Arrow, flash, dodge, bot Lemon. But there's a spear along with the Gangplank ultimate. Cannon Barrage, exhaust on the moon. Lemon's trying to kite it out. There goes a teleport. Cloud9 Challenger turning this around. Contracts will have to settle for Stunt. He flashes the taunt, catches up. Stunt goes down, and Cloud9 Challenger are 7-0. Contracts is still going, though.
LeBlanc High is in the building.
He has got his flash, eats a spear to the face, but doesn't even mind it. Killing spree for High. 8-0 Cloud9.
And Cloud9 show that they can hang with a very fast game. Previous game, we were talking about how TLA, they were outpacing C9. C9's going, that's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
Picks aggressive champion for the mid lane. Gank it with a very aggressive early jungler. You have to see that coming as Nidalee. I think that's something you need to counter gank very early on to at least get a return flash, because then High was able to just snowball it from there. Gets the flash. That's still good because you know the spear's going to land. He can't dodge it. The exhaust comes out, and Moon goes a little bit aggressive too early. Or sorry, too early there because the exhaust was still on him, so he doesn't get the full burst of damage. The top flash to pick up stun, and then they can't stun balls back because he's got his W on his Spirit's Refuge. High comes through, blows up Piglet, and meanwhile the solo laners are still just chilling from TLA. Golden Glue and Solo not getting a piece of that fight.
Whoa, Altec.
Hey, here comes Contracts from the backside too.
Oh my goodness, once again,
Hello.
another submarine arrow onto Contracts. Who are they gonna have to go for? Culling on the Piglet and the taunt. They get the kill. Stunt will fall as well. Cloud9 Challenger, 4,000 gold ahead. 12 minutes in.
They're not even taking a. They haven't even taken a turret.
Oh my god!
And they're 4,000 gold up right now. Absolutely insane.
Yeah. I feel like we're watching a breakdance contest in League of Legends form. Like, Cloud9 Challenger busted out some moves, and then TLA was like, all right, and then one-upped it.
And then we went for TLA, we're like, oh,
yeah.
Snap! And then Cloud9 Challenger, yeah, they just bust out the wood.
Bring it out, yeah.
Like, what? Wow, can High spin on his head? How does he do that?
know that was humanly possible.
Breakdance fighting. There's definitely more to League than being ridiculously
really good looking.
No, good playing.
Yeah.
But speaking of playing, this was a good play again. Balls come through, gets Piglet, and now I feel like TLA, they have to keep up their mental fortitude in this whole series, because this is a punishing game too, and both these teams are going back and forth. It's actually really incredible to watch because they seem to flounder when they get behind. But I mean, TLA still have ways back in this game. Their composition is super late game. I mean, I will never count out an Azir and a Gangplank from getting a great barrel, getting a great combo. So they're still in this. They just need to be able to buy, I was going to say like 4 items, but in Golden Blue's case, we'll start with an item.
Yeah, still looking for that one, 13 minutes in.
It's going to take a while.
Woo! Not been having a great time. Here comes Contracts back into the mid lane. Scoops High in. He's forced to flash over, but gets bopped by the Emperor's Divide, taking some damage. As Cloud9 Challenger actually have got the worst of that trade and are trying to back away. Contracts will escape, but Team Liquid Academy, they're still hungry for their first kill.
Yeah, that ultimate from Gangplank almost finished off High, I believe, on the side of the screen. He got
Yeah.
really low. Almost single digits there.
Sub 30 health.
But yeah, playing it incredibly well. I feel like Golden Glue just played the hell out of that fight when he shoved him back into the turret. And that's one of those situations where you're going, man, if that Azir had an item or was still even, then it would have been a really good fight.
Cloud9 Challenger, though, they're not content with just kills, looking for objectives as well. Managed to break down the top tier 1 turret and swing Altec down to get some chip damage on the mid tier 1 turret.
And this is where Cloud9 Challenger, this is going to be one of the strongest points for them, and this is a pivotal moment in the game where they have one completed item on everybody, whereas their opponents have components, and it's not going to get better for a little bit. So if you're able to continue to snowball it, get this turret, get some kills, get to your second item as they're completing their first item and maybe one component, then you just continue your power spike over them and avoid that scaling and try to close the game out there. Because when they, like, scaling is an inevitability, but if you're able to get ahead of the curve and stay ahead for long enough, then you create an advantage that's just so big that once they do hit those item spikes that allow the champion to take over the game, you're just too far ahead.
Yeah, well, speaking of item spikes, Solo, he's actually doing rather well for Team Liquid Academy because of all the pressure on mid and top lane. Well, I should say the duo, the Australian lane. He's actually been able to complete his Trinity Force and is now 40 CS ahead of Balls.
So this is the good matchup. This is the winning matchup that they have, is the Gangplank versus the Shen. It's just that Shen has other ways to affect the map. Gangplank does too, but just the frequency in which Balls is roaming, TPing in on Piglet is just way higher than Solo's, and his impact when he arrives is just better.
Solo so far has only been able to affect the map with Cannon Barrage.
Yep.
But the bottom tier 1 finally will go down to Cloud9 Challenger, forcing Piglet away, as Altec did use that culling. That's the second turret for C9C.
For flash knockup?
Contracts finds the flash knockup, followed up by a tidal wave. There's one, and there's going to be two. Quick cleanup from Cloud9 Challenger.
Yeah, still not a single kill going over. Last game, TLA only gave up one death, and Cloud9's just trying to one-up them here. And there goes the minion wave getting cleared out. Golden Glue, which is
for high. Oh, gets it low.
Yeah, has attack speed.
Can't get the kill, though.
Yeah, not able to get that kill. Top lane, though, getting shoved in here, and 5,000 gold advantage here for Cloud9 Challenger as they pick up the Cloud Drake and try to get a kill in the top side there. Getting Balls really low.
Forced to heal up, but that Cloud Drake secured now for Cloud9 Challenger, the first big neutral objective of the game. 16 minutes in, going down, and 12-0. Cloud9 Challenger feeling very comfortable over the course of this match. They can't be too passive, but we are looking at them put some of the moves now onto Team Liquid Academy.
Yeah, in the player cam, Solo looked like he was still in good spirits. I mean, he's doing well for himself, but the rest of his team not faring well at all.
Yeah, and this is when that communication is so important. Gabriel said, all right, we might not have won mid lane, we might not have won jungle, we might not have won duo, but I'm Gangplank.
Don't worry, we scale.
Yeah, we've got the late game, which is in fact true, I think. They just need to survive.
That's true.
The late game.
That's going to be the hardest part of this, especially when your bottom lane is 0-9 and 0.
Oh, God.
It's sometimes a death sentence for your entire game, but that's what they've been picking on. And Cloud9 Challenger with the Shen, I feel like this is something you might have to ban out here.
Yeah.
And drop one of your other bans coming into the next game, because it's just had too much of an effect with the teleport and also having the Stand United. I mean, you can beat it in lane, you can pick the Gangplank and do it, that's fine. But it's really just wrecking your bottom lane.
We're seeing some huge plays opening up. Altec rushing forward, wants to break down the turret. Bubble misses. Contract still chases forward, though. Forced to eat a bit of damage. They're not quite able to chip down that turret, but Cloud9 Challenger are persistent. Slowly whittling down the health of that tier 2 turret. Meanwhile, High trading out with Golden Glue in the mid lane gets a very favorable trade.
Yeah, Solo is also here, and High tries to go for a little bit more because he wants that mid turret. If he's able to blow up Golden Glue, they'll have a push advantage on the top side, and they could have some damage on that mid turret. Also would free him up to roam to the bottom side, which I'm actually surprised he's not doing right now because Shen has ultimate. So you can see Golden Glue is already on that plan, saying this is where the fight's going to be. They go in, but
whoa! They turn on a stunt who eats a lot of damage and somehow still survives. There's a big scoop on the Contracts, but he tunnels over the wall and Balls gets his Stand United off. Cloud9 Challenger, despite getting caught out by Team Liquid Academy, just have so many stats that they're able to escape with their lives.
Yep, and the two flashes from Altec and Elimination, absolutely perfect there, because that would have been a 3-man ultimate from Golden Glue. And then that would have been at least one person going down, ruining a bit of that perfect game in terms of kills.
Yeah. Well, they're still on pace for it. as we're getting closer and closer to that 20-minute mark. 3 turrets to the 1 of Team Liquid Academy. Cloud9 Challenger, falls. Gets the very confident recall in TLA's jungle, and Cloud9 Challenger seems to have slowed down just a little bit. They're still trying to play the macro game, looking for deep vision, looking for rotations, trying to find some mistakes for Team Liquid Academy, but that might be one of the misses the chain, though.
Yeah, if he got the chain, would have set off that sigil, and then maybe he would have gotten the flash, but then that's a repeat gank, repeat visit on the moon, and he loses control of his entire jungle off of that.
20 minutes in, Cloud9 Challenger, 6,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, and we were just showing Piglet. Piglet down again in gold.
Yeah.
Just back and forth here, up against Altec, and Altec's actually the guy who lost to Piglet in playoffs when he was on Energy. Right, last time they played each other on the LCS stage, Altec was not getting the better of that matchup, and Piglet was one of the best 2-on-2 AD carries in the entire league.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened in that previous game. The 2-on-2 in a favorable matchup was great for Piglet.
Yeah, and then this happened, and it's completely affected by the shed.
Exactly.
So, oh boy,
that global presence. Surprise, surprise. The thing he doesn't like playing around affects him in lane. So if I hadn't known any better, I would have thought that Hai would be playing Zed in his head this game. Split pushing with the LeBlanc, looking for the tier 2 turret. Not quite able to find it as Solo just uses the barrel to speed himself up.
Yeah, but I feel like he's just trying to use his advantage and press it. I feel like this is a better matchup than having the Gangplank versus the Shen. The Shen pressure then, yep.
Yeah, that happened.
Yep, I mean, Piglet just hit level 10. He was level 9. He was 3 levels below Altec, the same level as his support.
Oh no, Moon, the minions! Ah, minions keep him alive. And Altec not quite able to chase down that kill. Hai, though, looking to trade with Solo. He's got the full combo, but goes right on top of a barrel. There's a stand united. And solo kill with a bit of a shield. Not quite a solo kill. Well, Solo was killed. But the top tier 2 will finally go down as well.
It was a solo kill, but in a way. So yes, the shield was definitely needed, though.
Yeah.
When Hai jumped in on the barrel, is level 14 top laner, so Solo was out-leveling Hai, and just has so much gold because of the Gangplank passive as well, that he's actually the same amount of gold as Hai after that kill.
Cloud9 Challenger, 14 kills to 0. They've only got 6 minutes before they miss out on that timer that Team Liquid Academy set in game number 2. But it seems like so far C9C are content to take their time and look for their advantages off of TLA's mistakes. As now the top and bottom tier 2 will go down as Piglet falls, and Solo, the defender of that turret, will also fall. And now 22.5 minutes in, Cloud9 Challenger setting up for that next objective, the mid-tier 2.
Yep, they have the siege potential to do it. Their wave clear is rather lacking, but it doesn't matter because the items from Golden Glue just aren't there yet. And Piglet, I mean, he doesn't even have his Rune's Hurricane, right? He went for the complete Essence Reaver first, and they're just going to try to assassinate them on the turret. And back off when it doesn't work.
Hai finds the chain. Whoa. Calling Altec is still able to get the kill.
I think he blocked him from getting back there. I think Stunt actually was just trying to walk by, and Moon stopped it.
Hai swings the chain, but Solo, just out of reach, will escape with his life. And Cloud9 Challenger looking to continue this siege. They've got to clear through these barrels, though. There's a lot of wave clear on Team Liquid Academy's side. And again, they do have that late game scaling team composition. It's becoming more difficult to get these minions to the turret unscathed.
Yeah, especially with the gold that Solo has. Golden Glue is a little bit behind that, a lot behind that actually. So he's waiting for 2 item spikes, get that Rylai's, then be able to clear out these minion waves. Because you can see right now it's just a chore for him, and this is the pre-nerf Azir in the early game.
Meanwhile, Cloud9 Challenger will continue to look for the macro plays. Cloud Drake number 2 will help them move around the map as Hai split pushing on the top side of the map will start getting that wave ready before eventually grouping up with the rest of his team to continue with yet another siege.
Yeah, there is pressure on Cloud9 Challenger though, just because of the timer of the inevitability of the scaling from TLA. I know it's the weirdest thing in the world. because it's 15-0 in kills. It's almost 10k gold advantage. Like, they effectively have like 120% of their enemy's gold, but
oh wow! Doesn't even distort.
bopped him.
Yeah.
He was gone.
5-0 and 2 high. It's not done. All right, now it's done.
Yeah, Piglet out of this game completely. It's really on the solo laners of TLA, but there's just so much of a gold difference.
Yeah, with Piglet dead, that means C9 are just a little bit better sieging this mid tier 2 turret. Ball's now putting pressure on that side lane. Is going to pull some attention from Solo. High. Whoa, leaps in 1v3 and almost picks up a kill on the stunt with that.
Yeah, almost. Didn't use the ignite. Maybe would have pulled the heal, but we'll see. Stunt. Pop the Youmu's. It's just not enough penetration for the double armor items right now.
Oh, Cloud9 are doing the Baron, though. High, setting up the zone. He's going to scare Moon away, looking for the kill.
Or kill him.
Oh, looking for it. Doesn't quite have enough. Arrow misses Lemonation. Golden Glue now will turn onto Golden Glue as the Baron is actually going down pretty slow. Spears now being chucked. That means Team Liquid Academy are going to get vision. They drop the cannon barrage.
Yeah, it's High's just trying to stop him from getting in there, and that's actually going to stop the Baron. Inside track for mid lane from TLA. Mid turret's probably going to go down here.
Yeah, 4 recalls from Cloud9 Challenger.
Oh, they don't have the information. Okay.
Yeah, not enough vision. I don't think they've been across the halfway point in the map for about 10 minutes.
It's been a very long time.
Yep.
Still,
Since
they stopped the Baron, and they end up doing rather well for themselves to stall, because that's what TLA want is they just want to stall without giving up more kills.
Well, Cloud9 might look to force that Baron once again. Contract's accidentally aggroing it as he's starting to clear out vision. And Balls with no stand united means he's actually got to spend some time with his team.
Sounds
much to
awful.
his chagrin. But Cloud9, they clear out the vision once again, go right back to the exact same thing. Contract's taking a lot of punishment from the Baron as it's being whittled down to half. Altec doing what he can, exhaust on the High. Yeah, dodges somehow some of the damages. Golden Glue misses the Emperor's Divide. Arrow over the wall. Oh, Moon looking for the spear, trying to get the solo kill. Arrow catches Contracts. He can't smite, but they've caught Moon over the wall. He drops. That's going to be Stunt and Piglet going in. Baron is secured by Cloud9. Contracts, will he survive? High is exhausted. He leaped forward onto Piglet. They managed to kill Contracts. The deathless game has disappeared. Balls in the front, manages to get a taunt. Lemonation is going to eat a full
Watch out for Solo.
barrage, and Solo looks to go in. That's 2 members dead, but a triple kill for Altec. 3 for an ace, and Cloud9 have got the Baron.
And just barely, Cloud9 end up squeaking that fight out for themselves. Solo looked like he was going to run away with it, but they play it absolutely beautifully on the back half of it. Get that Baron, start pushing down. This will be most likely an inhibitor turret here, but there is 5 seconds on Piglet right now with Home Guard. They can take the risk.
Yeah, there goes the Youmu's. He doesn't have any flash or heal or arrow, but they take that inhibitor turret before retreating. Finally, the defenses have been cracked.
Yeah, Altec's 4 levels up over Piglet now.
Oh my god.
Absolutely crazy. He starts this fight off level 13. Anyway, they go after Moon, they blow him up. Really low HP there on the Baron, so the actual dedication to Moon was correct. Piglet not far enough in the backline, gets flashed on, and then I thought Solo was going to do work here. Throws the barrels out, Altec takes a step backwards, and then as High jumps in, gets blown up, and Altec almost dies to the 2 solo laners. And he almost had it. He almost had it.
That's a pretty monstrous face palm. But they do get 3 kills. 21-3, the perfect game evaporates.
Yep. And Solo picks up 2 of those kills, right back in it. I'm actually going to go look at his gold right now. He has the 2nd highest gold in the game, right behind Altec by about 1,700 though, so it's a sizable amount because Altec is just, ugh.
Yeah.
13 kill participation.
14,000 gold to the 8,000 of Piglet. He's almost got 1.5. That's like 1.4 times the amount of gold.
He already Flame Horizoned him in 28 minutes.
Oh my god.
Piglet is out of this game. Piglet is gone.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. But he's practically invisible in these fights. They still focus him out and kill him right off the bat because he's just such a low level and his base HP is so low now. He's pretty much just paper.
Cloud9 Challenger now
Look at that.
with the
Speaking of paper.
Oh my god!
Oh man, they run up, La Papel, it's gone. Absolutely taken off the map. Piglet, gonna have to spend some time in that fountain.
Oh, High not able to get the solo kill. As he pressures forward and Cloud9 Challenger take 1 inhibitor. Take 2 inhibitors. And now they're going to be looking for the 3rd. This 2nd inhibitor has dropped. The GLP 800, not able to do much.
Yeah, I saw him purchase that item on Moon, and he's been trying to use it, but it's just because he bought the Catalyst, and they went, wow, I can't get a Roa. There's no time.
Yeah. This game's gonna be over. What else am I gonna build? Righteous Glory? Whoa, the AoE stacking. Whoa, that's a lot of damage. Lemon, the arrow gets tossed. Contracts tanks it. He's tanking in the front. High looking for a way in, but Stunt will fall. Another barrel finds Contracts. High goes down. Piglet gets the kill with a stray volley. And now it's 3 versus 4. Yomu's is tossed along with a spear. They're trying to chase. Flash pounce, but Moon eats a lot of damage. Lemonation will fall. 3 more kills, Team Liquid Academy.
And this is where you go, oh man, because Solo, he gets a fight that he wants. They end up getting a really good one for TLA, but all their inhibitors are already gone. The pressure's going to be on them. And, I mean, we talked about how the Drakes have some RNG and that TLA was 3 Infernal before. Whoops. Woo!
Yeah, Piglet, forced to flash his Contracts. Void rushes on top of him, tunnels over the wall, and scares him away. 2 items.
Yes.
To the 4 items of Alltech, still 2 levels down. There goes that 3rd Cloud Drake. I hope you like that 45 extra move speed now that you don't need to move around the map.
So, 3rd Cloud Drake, weaker than 2nd Cloud Drake on live.
Oh, you're right, 25 and 50.
Uh-huh.
Woo, numbers.
Yeah, it's actually insane. So, right now, they're feeling the Cloud Drake. It doesn't really help them rotate too much between all the mini waves that are already pushing. So,
yeah,
this is actually probably the worst one for them, because like they could even use like an Ocean just to have constant Nami heals.
Well, next one is going to be Elder. Double super minions getting in. High looking for some harass balls. Dropping the shield zone.
This game
Spirit's
is
refuge.
pretty much all on Solo right now, all on his shoulders. He's level 17. He's done really well for himself.
Oh, yeah.
He needs to get all of TLA in his backpack. He's almost Flame Horizon to 100 CS up over balls. And he is trying desperately.
He is trying. The carry pants are on. High escorts yet another double super minion wave in. There's a lot of wave clear on TLA's side. However, the longer they stay grouped up, the more opportunities for High to pop in and pick someone off. But doesn't quite find it just yet. The Nexus defense.
That's the mini game here. And High's
caught. He actually gets caught by the crowd control and dropped by Golden Glue, but Cloud9 Challenger pulling on the opposite side, looking for the Nexus turret. They don't quite finish it off. Balls needs a lot of damage. There's the barrel flash tag on the Balls as they chase forward. They gotta get Alltech. A lot of damage. They're grouped up. Alltech is exhausted. Flashes to dodge the divide, and Alltech drops Golden Glue. It's 1 versus 4. He's got the culling, but he will escape with his life.
Oh, this game! Oh man, the scaling's coming into effect here, and Golden Glue and Solo are playing these fights so well. It's just that Piglet is so far behind that shredding through the shed becomes so difficult, and picking up Alltech, he's left unanswered for most of these fights. And this is just heartbreaking for TLA because the game went from bad to worse in the early portions of it, and now they're finally getting a little bit of a foot back in.
Wow, instant arrow. Piglet survives.
Yeah, really good arrow to the face there to get that stun, and they follow up. The turret ends up going down, I believe, but they're just chasing. Nice little tag there. They back up, create a vacuum so they all want to go in. The slide in, hits 3 back, gets the flash from Alltech as well. It would have been 4. Then the counter kill comes through, and Solo with the barrel follow-up afterwards is just beautiful. And that's the combination they are looking for on TLA. Their wave clear is great. They can stall this game. Cloud9 Challenger, on the other hand, though, lacking in the wave clear department. Is very difficult for them to actually clear out the waves and get to these turrets, so they have to rely on Baron.
Yeah, they are going to be able to secure this Baron, unless there's a Miracle Cannon Barrage, and there is not. Team Liquid Academy, they've got to hold up against double super minions coming in every lane, a Baroned up. Cloud9 Challenger barreling down the mid lane now. And a 9,000 gold lead. There goes the Sun Disc to try to clean this up, but High already clearing this out. Cloud9 Challenger.
Man, I'm
looking to close this out.
I'm understanding that Gangplank ban more and more because Solo's Gangplank seems pretty dirty when it gets to 2 items, 3 items. Look at this. It's so hard for them to actually just break the base now. They have to respect that. All the inhibitors come back up, but they're slowly going to go back down just as quickly.
Yeah, all 3 inhibs have now respawned, but High drops 1. Altec and Contracts will secure the second. Altec goes forward for some good poke on the Moon. Has to dodge it around. Dodge. High on the far side. There goes a culling as well. Cloud9 Challenger are just trying to pull Team Liquid Academy apart here. This is the 3rd inhibitor. They've still got that Baron buff, and they will be able to take it. The barrage gets dropped, but so too does the inhibitor. Ooh, and Solo eats some good poke.
Yeah, his Maw goes off.
High's looking to clean this up. Stun is going to soak the tidal wave, but it will drop as that's High chasing down Moon for a kill of his own. The final inhibitor turret will fall. Piglet just does not have enough. Flash onto Piglet. He gets disappeared by Cloud9 Challenger as they pick up 4 kills. Solo, the sole survivor, will watch the Nexus fall. After the prolonged defeat, Cloud9 Challenger managed to take Game 3.
And now they are 1 win away from having that first seed into the promotion tournament and also winning Challenger for themselves. The question is, do TLA end up answering back? Because that end of the game, well, that was one of the biggest advantages we've seen early in the series.
Oh, yeah.
And then the scaling kicked in. We ended up having a little bit of a problem with the comp. The comp ended up on C9C side playing to their win conditions because they had to get ahead early or else that was going to happen sooner. And by the time they hit that, the first fight that TLA actually won, all 3 inhibitors were already down.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes into effect, and you're just like, C9C, they played it right from the get-go.
They certainly did, but we're going to go ahead and kick it over to the analyst desk to see what Dash, Crumbs, and Freak make of that game.
Thank you very much, guys. Now, as Irene says, that Cloud9 Challenger played their composition correctly this time around. Here in our 3rd game, they pick it up 2-1 now in the series. I want to see if we arrive at that same conclusion. Based on Champ Select, they go back to that Shen, so they're really loving it in the top lane. However, they pick much more abusive lanes in LeBlanc, along with the Lucian and Nami in the bot lane.
Yeah, and I like what happened here because they also paired it with a Rek'Sai. So it's funny the way it all lined up because we know that, once again, Azir and Gangplank will outscale eventually, but you've got this really, really strong Lucian Nami duo lane, super, super punishing. And even Shen and a Gangplank is not ridiculous from the get-go. You actually have some leverage there as well as the LeBlanc into the Azir. So you've actually got some matchups with leverage with pretty much the queen of early game jungling in Rek'Sai. So now, all right, this is the early game team for C9C. Let's do something with it.
Well, my problem with this draft for TLA was the Nidalee pick. I just don't get it. You cannot run a composition with 4 carries. You have Ashe, GP, Azir, Nidalee. It doesn't work. Look at how powerful this would have been if you had a Gragas. A good matchup into the Rek'Sai. Really solid into LeBlanc. Just an all-around good engage, great peel champion. You got a front line. And now you find yourself with a Nidalee who actually has 0 gank opportunities in any of the lanes. You saw her trying to poke down onto that top turret before with the dual lane, unable to convert into anything. Had that been a Gragas, easy double kill, easy snowball the game. But the Nidalee pick just seems so out of line. You just cannot run these competitions with no CC, no front line, absolutely not.
It's crazy how one pick can kind of just completely break down a composition or completely pull it together,
and
right?
since you have no CC, LeBlanc just goes off and is never afraid of doing anything or going double distortion in.
Yep. So needless to say, Rek'Sai, the queen of the early jungling here, makes some stuff happen. 3 minutes into the game, we've got a kill going onto a LeBlanc in the LeBlanc-Azir matchup in the mid lane. So High's going to be very happy to have this first bit of gold in his pockets.
Yep, the knock up into a little bit of the queue, and then basically just Golden Glue doesn't respect what High can do back to him, because of course High has summoners up, Golden Glue has no flash, so once he realizes it's ready to go, they add a flash into the W, and he just lands the Q chain. Really nicely done. Through the exhaust doesn't matter. Right, there's just no getting out from the skill shots anymore.
Well, and so now you've blown both your summoners because you even blew the exhaust in this attempt. So what do we see happen? High gets complete control of the lane. He's got crazy pressure. Azir's under his turret. CS is getting doubled. Golden Glue can't help his team out in any way, shape, or form. And immediately, Cloud9 starts playing the side lanes.
Well, I love how Contracts goes for that gank early on, blowing that summoners. You know that you're trading a summoner. You're not going to get that kill, but that's how you play with assassins. You want to put all your resources into the assassin, enable him to do whatever he wants, all in at all times, and force the Azir to take a more defensive stance in the laning phase, especially having that level disadvantage that is just going to dictate exactly what just happened, and he was able to actually snowball on his own, which is why we saw that massive lead happen.
Yeah, smart by Contracts, right? Trade your flash for his, trade your health for his, and be like, all right, hi, I've given you a substantial advantage. Just run it home, and he does.
Right.
And then you talk about running the rest of the game over. It's go to the lane that has the further advantage. Hi can keep priority over there, but you've got an obscenely strong Lucian Nami into an Ashe. That is obnoxiously difficult. Dash in a permaslow, that's guaranteed trades every single time. Braum cannot stop that. There is no way. So once he just starts showing up there a little bit, I mean, at a certain point, TLA's bot lane was 0-9 when there were only 12 kills. Like, C9C goes, this is the place we fight. We go there all the time.
Tribute to Cloud9.
Yep.
Well, but now we're seeing them utilize the Shen correctly, whereas we hadn't seen in a couple previous games. Not only are you now focusing the bot side, that's already a winning matchup. You get to add to that your jungler plus the presence of your top laner at any given moment. It's very easy to continue snowballing those advantages. Yep. The next thing I want to move to, though, is as lopsided as this game was, we did see a couple glimpses of where Team Liquid Academy's composition could have been successful if it were even given the opportunity. Let's say with Agragas, right? So what they did with it,
don't lose the early game.
Right. So my point is that with an Italy, they were still able to win a couple fights, 10K down in gold 30 minutes into the game. We see a 3-for-1 in their own base. As Irene mentioned, all three inhibs were already down at this point. I mean, this game is over, at least from a spectator's point of view, and yet Team Liquid is still picking up a one fight.
Awesome barrel chains. Azir's got plenty of damage out in the back line, and, you know, C9C's actual composition, you know, there are some dive tools on, you know, Shen coming into a Rek'Sai tunnel and whatnot, but it's still a pretty forced engage. It's not completely beautiful. You're not in the old school Malphite era here. And so, yeah, you get to kite back with an Azir and with a Gangplank with some turrets underneath you. If that weren't a 10,000 gold deficit, if this was a close game, TLA wins that fight, takes a Drake, takes a Baron, takes a turret, whatever. Right, and this is what C9C had to be afraid of the entire time.
Well, there shouldn't even be a fight. C9 has Baron, triple inhibitors. Like, you actually don't even need to be at the. You are standing on the outside of the base. You let the minions just do the work, and you play with like a million little minions do all your dirty work. But instead, they're like, oh, we want to just try to wrangle our way through this, which is just. It's frustrating to watch that when you can win so quickly, yet they refuse to do so.
Well, and that's that thing that kind of touches back on what we spoke about at the very top of the show today, the very beginning of the show, when, you know, with Cloud9, these are veteran players who have, they do have a lot of experience, but along with this kind of dominating performance, sometimes comes overconfidence, overreaching, and cockiness. That's what it felt like a little bit here. Not having the patience, as you mentioned, to just let the super minions show up with Baron buff and do the work for you.
Yeah. And if it weren't super minions, it would have been harder, right? Gangplank and Azir are two of the very best wave clear champions in the game. So, like, you know, this is not playing a 5v0 game. There are tools that TLA has. And again, if the game weren't such a slaughter from great early game play by C9C, this could have easily been a TLA win 10 minutes from right now. But of course, great snowballing to basically accommodate for those mistakes that did come through.
Right, not much to analyze outside the tremendous early game from Cloud9 that assured them victory in Game 3. Now, Cloud9 Challenger is only one win away from claiming the Challenger crown, so stay tuned to see if they seal the deal or if Team Liquid Academy strikes back and takes us to that all-important Game 5. You're watching North American Challenger Series Summer Finals.
Are 2-2 over the course of the regular season and now in the playoffs. This one will upset it.
C9C.
Oh, stun eats a LeBlanc to the face. Ooh,
Here they go.
The submarine with LeBlanc. There's the Emperor's Divide, and it gets brought back in.
Careful, careful. We're good. Fight together. I'm on a zero. Watch barrel. Okay, we're fine. Kill. Gangplank. Nice. Good job.
I almost have barrel. We have to go. I have another Q. Nice. Watch Lucian.
Hi, chasing down Moon for a kill of his own. The final inhibitor turret will fall. Piglet just does not have enough. Flash onto Piglet. He gets disappeared. Cloud9 Challenger managed to take Game 3.